Hey, would you just look at this picture and see how ridiculous that looks? That's the typical picture for me when I'm playing in any of my games for the triangle shooters. I'm 5'7", 150, 155 pounds. I'm going up against guys who are 6 feet, 6'3", 6'4". This is one of the more extreme examples, but like, this guy is an easy 6'4", probably got at least 50 to 60 pounds on me. What's up everyone, my name is Isaiah. I'm a player for the Triangle Shooters. I'm also a basketball trainer and coach. Today we're going to break down how you can be successful playing basketball even if you're undersized, and in my case, undersized by a whole lot. Let's break it down. Okay, so the first thing that's really key if you're going to play undersized and if you're going to be successful and not be a net negative for your team is that you got to do your work early. So in this photo that I was showing you earlier, I'm actually going for an offensive rebound against a guy who might be double my size. And the way I'm able to actually secure that rebound is that I got in front of him early and started boxing out like I was the defensive player. So because I got in front of him and was able to push him back, I did my work early so that it was easier for me to succeed on that one play. And this goes to playing defense too, especially if I'm getting nailed by this guy on a screen. When I'm playing defense, I gotta step up early. When my guy tells me that a screen is coming, I step up onto my man so that I can squeeze by the screener and not get caught up in a guy who's twice my width. So key number one is doing your work early, doing your homework in terms of knowing the plays, knowing where you're expected to be on offense, as well as on defense. I can't come in late and hope to be able to alter shots, so I gotta be ready to play help defense, have my head on a swivel to be able to see my man and where the ball is, and be able to move to the right position to be able to help, to be able to take a charge before the rotation is called for, so that I can be in time to help and actually make a play on the defensive end. The second key for being able to play undersized and to be able to succeed is to have physical preparation. Now, one of the things, especially when you just get to this level of competitive play, is you have to be strong. I'm not ripped, I'm not jacked, but I have a good base of strength with my legs and my core that I can box out. That base of strength makes me hard to move. If I can stay in my stance, if I can get down in an athletic stance, I become harder to move, harder to shove off my spot. Again, if I do my work early to be in the right place. Another piece that I hate, but is really important to talk about, is the conditioning aspect. Because I always have to be early or on time with rotations, offensive plays, and things like that, because I'm smaller and I don't have that extra physical advantage to be able to make up for a lack of preparation, I have to be prepared to run more, run harder, run faster than other guys on the court. And what that comes down to is, again, that physical preparation, that training outside of practices, outside of games. And as an add-on to that, the third key is being willing to outwork everybody. And one thing I've noticed as I've played this past semi-pro season, a lot of basketball players can tend to be lazy. And that's not to say they're not going out and still getting 20, 30 points, they're still not getting their rebounds or whatever. They can still get their looks, but a lot of times guys can rely on their talent to carry the day instead of being sharp and making reads, making smart plays, making the dirty work plays. And this is where little guys like us can really excel. So one key that I had to learn is on the fast break, you don't just run level with the ball, that you can actually outwork everybody by sprinting out past the ball, get to the corner or the wing, whatever spot you're supposed to go to within your team's transition system, sprint out to that spot ahead of the ball. And a lot of times you'll notice that you leave a lot of defenders behind because they're backpedaling, because they're just jogging back to play defense. And this is for real, you can put a lot of pressure on the defense just by sprinting out. Again, you have to be in shape enough to be able to do that and also play defense, but you sprint out ahead of the ball. That puts a lot of pressure on the defense, or you get open shots. Like you saw earlier with the rebounding piece, you can get in there, mix it up, get position on guys when you're going for offensive boards. That can be a key because guys want to wait for the rebound to come to them. If you go and box them out and go and get the board, that's going to be a huge benefit for your team. Final little tip within the working harder than everyone else framework is talking about second cuts. And what I mean by that is setting a screen for somebody. It can be on the ball or off the ball. But then after you set that screen, you have your primary cutter, the person coming off of you, and then you're the second cutter. You can cut in a direction opposite of what they're doing. So if a guy flares out, you can dive to the hoop. If they back cut, then you flare out and come get the ball. But what this means is that the defense can't just zero in on the guy who's getting the screen, who's cutting, but that now they have two cutters to account for going in opposite directions. You're forcing them to make a decision, to make a read, to talk through whether they're going to switch, whether they're going to end up doubling one person or the other, and you put the defense in a compromising position. There have been times where I screened someone, just ran straight to the baseline. When they were popping out to get the ball, I was wide open on the baseline. And that's another thing too. You got to screen hard. You can't just screen a spot like, oh, coach told me to set a screen here. You have to actually go and set a screen where you're making contact with a defensive player. That's what forces the defense to react instead of just running by you. Especially if you're small, you have to be intentional about taking up that space where they are trying to go on defense so that your man can get open or you can get open on a second cut. So that's the long and short of it, is basically if we're undersized, we still got to be ready to play physically. And it's not the same kind of physicality that guys who are more athletically gifted or vertically gifted can play with, but we can still be physical within our own ways of being in shape, being strong, taking good contact, to set up early, run out in front of the ball, to screen hard, and then second cut. Those are all ways that we can benefit our teams by getting our teammates open, getting extra possessions, or getting open yourself for a score. Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. Like and subscribe to get more content like this where I talk through more tips and tricks for basketball players. It's a huge support as we continue to grow our channel and as we continue to create good content for you all. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time.